With 75-mile-an-hour winds and a storm surge at record levels, nearly 153,000 people without power. What if this flashlight was all you had? What if this was all you had? As a new homeowner, one of the last things on my mind was to have an emergency or disaster kit available in my home. But I sure wish it would have been, because after the tropical storm Ida that just came through the East Coast, I was left with ankle-deep water in my basement and no power for nearly 4 days. Having an emergency kit in my house would have definitely helped ease the feeling of helplessness I had. All the food in my refrigerator was spoiled, and our non-perishable foods were limited. Our heat is electric, and we had no wood for our fireplace. We had no running water and no way to get it. We had flashlights, but not enough batteries. So as you can see, an emergency kit really would have assisted in the luxuries that I didn't have in normal life for the past 4 days. Natural disasters occur everywhere, and sometimes the wrath is far worse than expected. Tropical Storm Ida was not expected to bring this much damage to the East Coast, but it did. Having an adequate emergency kit in your home will help alleviate any discomforts that your family may have. By the end of my speech, I hope that you will receive enough information and feel confident enough to put your own emergency kit for your home together. So, to start, what should you have in your emergency kit? The first and most important thing is water. The most important thing is that because it's an absolute necessity, and even if you don't have anything else, you absolutely need water to survive. Each person needs about a gallon of water a day, each day, so try to allow a 3 to 5 day supply for everyone in your family. So if you have a family of 4, make sure you have a gallon of water for everyone for 3 to 5 days. The thicker the plastic is, the better, because usually the thinner bottles will leak. It's important to store them in a dry place, and if you tend to have flooding, make sure that they're stored in an elevated place as well, so they're easier to get to. And also, like we said earlier, the flashlight. Have lots of flashlights available. Lots of extra batteries, so make sure that you know what kind of batteries your flashlight takes and you have a specific stock for each one. Another important thing is a weather radio. Battery powered, you can buy them at your local convenience store such as Walmart. It's battery operated with an antenna, and it'll give you instant weather. It's channeled into the NOAA weather radio station, and you can get progress of the storm at any time. Also, 3 to 5 day supply of non-perishable foods. Also, as well as cans, you can also do crackers and dry foods that are sealed up. They have the packaged foods now, 100-calorie packs and things like that. Things that no water could get into, it couldn't be damaged. Also, it's important to remember paper plates, paper towels, napkins, any kind of sanitary wipes, and throwaway cups or glasses. Another important thing to have is money. Maybe have $20 to $30, a couple $1 bills, because when a natural disaster hits, supplies are low, so you might end up having to give someone a $20 bill for a gallon of milk when it's only $3, but they don't have change to make you. So it's important to have, so you can make change, a few dollars here and there. Also, your vital paperwork, such as your insurance policies, your deeds, any birth certificates, anything like that. Make sure you store them in a waterproof container. If you have a safe, just make sure they're in like Ziploc baggies so no water could penetrate them. Having another bag full of necessities such as can openers to get into your non-perishable foods, matches, possibly steno burners if you plan on maybe using that for cooking. Also bandages, peroxide, in case there are any wounds or anything, you can patch them up until you're able to seek medical attention. Stock enough personal items, diapers, toilet paper, like I said, wet wipes, sanitary napkins. If you have children, make sure that you have enough bottles set aside, and then water, maybe even powdered milk if you have a baby would be good. Let's see. You also need to make sure that you have a supply of any prescription medication, because you may not be able to get to the medical facility to renew your prescriptions in a natural disaster. Also, cough drops, nose spray, things like that, that if anyone gets sick while you're waiting for help, it'll just help make them a little more comfortable. Cell phones and chargers. It's always good to have your cell phone and your charger available, but as in our case, we didn't have any power, so I couldn't charge my cell phone, and our cell phone towers went down, so we were not able to reach anyone because we had no signal. So a good idea in that case may be to have one of those emergency prepaid cell phones to where you could call to get medical attention, or the police, the local police officers, if you needed assistance in getting out of your home or anything like that. So now that you see the necessary items that you should put in your emergency kit, let's just mention a few things that aren't necessarily a need be, but they may make your life a little more comfortable in the event that there's a natural disaster. A generator. A generator is would be a fantastic thing to have in case you lost power. You kind of wouldn't lose the luxuries of your everyday life like you would if you didn't have one. They can be very dangerous though, because they're usually run in gasoline, so it's very important to never run them inside, because you run the risk of carbon monoxide poisoning, and it can kill you. It's a silent killer. You can't see the smoke or anything like that, so always remember to run a generator outside if you're going to run one. If you want to be super prepared for floods in your area, you might want to create like a backpack with some of the things that we talked about for each individual person in case you have to make a quick getaway. So if you have children, maybe having their own bag that they could take with them if you have to evacuate your home in a hurry. You will be prepared. Some good things to have in each backpack would be, like I said, some of the things we talked about. A little bit of food, rain gear, anything that might make your family members more comfortable, a change of clothes and that sort of thing in case you had to go to a shelter. Firewood is, like I said, not necessarily you need to have it, but it might be nice to have, especially if you have a fireplace. Our heat is electric. We lost power, so it was really nice to have some firewood so we could make a fire to kind of hold the heat in one room where we all stayed. Gas tanks. I'm sure that you know people panic when they're not prepared, and I know you remember gas prices when they went up recently. Everybody took too much gas. Everyone took more gas than they needed, and that caused a shortage. So I think it's really important to keep a few gas tanks, maybe in your garage or in your basement, just in case you ever need to evacuate your home. Like I said, you can make sure that you have a full tank of gas and you're prepared. It's always better to be safe than sorry. It is important to have a kit in your home to respond to any kind of emergency. It's nice to have the things mentioned with when the normal luxuries of life are not available. So we discussed your emergency kit, what it should consist of, and the things that make your life a little bit easier in the time of disaster. I do hope I helped you see the importance of having an emergency kit in your home to protect yourself and your family. Don't do like many other people do and wait to the last minute to head out to the store to get supplies, because chances are it's going to be a madhouse and the shelves will probably be bare. Always keep in mind that your number one goal is going to be to ensure the safety of your life and your family's life. So please make a natural disaster kit for your home to help keep you and your family safe.